Greetings, fellow underdogs. Underpunch Swinson here, welcoming you back to another Wi-Fi battle. And today, everyone it's a huge day because for me, today's the day I got to battle someone I've been looking up to for quite some time now. He's just been a huge inspiration to not only my channel, but just everything that I've been doing. He's a really great guy, really funny. I love his channel. He definitely does a lot of stuff Pokemon related. His name is Shadypenguinn. If you haven't heard of him, you definitely should check him out. One of the craziest, best YouTube channels related to Pokemon that I've seen. He also has a secondary channel called Shady Gaming that he does a bunch of other playthroughs and long plays of variation games together with the live cam, and he's just really funny. So if you haven't seen him, you haven't checked out him or his second channel, I'll link both of those in the description below. But first off, let me just start off by making some comments about this. Shady, he's just been a huge inspiration to me. First off, I hope he sees this because I've been watching his videos for quite some time now. I've definitely learned a lot of the battle skills that I've learned. I've learned a lot of things from watching him. He's a really funny guy. He's just great. And honestly, I wanted to address how I watched his videos for quite some time, and there's also another PokeTuber out there called Nappy the King, and Shady would always mention how he kind of grew up, you know, on his YouTube career. He kind of grew up watching Nappy and kind of looking up to him and saying how he can't wait to, you know, it'd be great if he can work alongside him. And that's the exact same way I feel about working with Shady. Like, Shady just is such a great guy. You know, he's such an honest guy. He just makes every appearance lively, and it's just he makes you want to live and just come to watch his videos and just have a great night. And honestly, that's something I've always wanted to create. So, Shady, if you're watching this, I would love to do a collaboration with you. I don't care if it was like a 2-second collaboration or like, you know, only one video, but either way, it'd be just great to do a partnership with you. That's definitely been one of my dreams, just on YouTube in general. So I definitely love to do a collab with you. Definitely a huge inspiration to me, and I can't even express how excited it is. Unfortunately, the battle that you're gonna see now, it's not as like I usually do. I normally do it live presentation, you know, commentating while battling. Unfortunately, when Shady tweeted out the battle, I didn't have my stuff ready, so we're just using the versus record today. So we're gonna hop right into it. Because I know he likes to see the perspective from his opponents, and I'll do my best to commentate on, because I usually don't do it this way, but I figured that it was a nice special occasion. I got to battle a huge role model of mine, so we're gonna hop right into it. So I recorded the Link battle on Versus Recorder, and me and Shady had a really good battle. So Shady's issuing the challenge. I sent out my Aurora Monroe, which is my Storm. He sent out his Meow, which is his Meow Stick. He's gonna start off by hitting me with a Toxic, which I didn't Volt Switch because I know he had Pikachu. I didn't want to get Lightning Rodded, so I just went for a Will-O-Wisp expecting the Pikachu, but he stayed in and Toxic me. But I tricked, which ended up being huge because he had a Heat Rock, so I figured he had some kind of Sun team theme going here, which is crazy. I still didn't want to Volt Switch just yet because I figured he would switch out into Pikachu here, so I really wanted to go for Will-O-Wisp expecting to burn the Pikachu, but like I said, it just didn't happen like that. I used Will-O-Wisp. I got rid of my Choice Scarf, so I was free to Volt Switch, but again, I really expected the Pikachu to come out at some point in time. So at this point in time, I'm just going to switch into Annabelle here, which is my Braxton, because I expected that Pikachu to come in so hard, and I was just so worried. So he ends up withdrawing like I figured he would. He goes right out into Pikachu like I originally thought he would. So it's a good thing I didn't Volt Switch, because I wouldn't have did anything, and I would have wasted a turn and got Toxic for another turn. So I go into my Annabelle here. I believe this is the Pikachu Bell. I think it's the one that has Icicle Crash, which is pretty cool. He knocked off. I didn't expect Pikachu to have knockoff, which sucks because my EVO light comes off. So I do my Heat Wave, which should do a good amount of damage to Pikachu. Doesn't exactly pick up the knockout, but that's pretty fine. I protected to scout out what move he was going to do next, and he goes for a Volt Switch, trying to get out of there. Now he's probably going to withdraw. And he goes back into the Meow. You know, he has the right away. Maybe he can set up the Sunny Day that he wanted to with the Heat Rock. So I do some decent damage. My Heat Waves connect, fortunately. And right now, at this point in time, he withdraws the Meow again. That's crazy. He pulls a double withdrawal. And knowing that I was going to go for the Protect, so he read my Protects. I was trying to Protect just to scout out what he was going to do. But he read that, and he goes for Stealth Rock. He goes for Stealth Rock knowing that I was going to Protect again. So that was a beautiful part on him Fortunately for me, I have a War Turtle on my team who knows Rapid Spin, and obviously it's a water type, so that fears him. What is his name? Macargo is ×4 to water, so obviously he's pretty scared of that water attack. So that kind of baits out the switch in. He goes for a Yawn here, which is unfortunate for me because it means if I stay in and do something, I'm going to fall asleep. So at this point in time, he's probably going to go into his... no, he goes into Ratom Frost. And he's able to, he was probably going to take the Scald, which would be a great switch for him because he could just easily Volt Switch me. So I figured he'd go for Volt Switch here. I'm already asleep. I already got rid of my rocks. So I thought he was going to go for Volt Switch here, so I switched directly into Golem. Unfortunately, that was not the best thing for me to do because he tricks me. What this does is gives my Golem a Choice Scarf and takes off my weakness policy. Now my Golem does have Sturdy, so I can still take a hit. Unfortunately, I'm tricked though, so I'm going to go for the Rock Blast here, I believe. I'm going to go for the Rock Blast. Either I go for the Rock Blast or I switch out. One of those two. Oh no, I go for Stealth Rock. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, so I go for Stealth Rock. I remember going for Stealth Rock to pretty much have that, layer of damage on his team. I definitely switched out because I wasn't trying to take this grass attack. I ended up switching back into my Raton for Frost, my Aurora Monroe. He goes for Hidden Power, which I'm assuming is Hidden Power Rock, knowing that I would switch out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Hidden Power Rock. I wasn't 100% sure, but it could have been Fire or Fighting as well. Although grass types are pretty commonly, known for Hidden Power Rock. So I'm going to go into my Rampardos here. The reason I'm going into my Rampardos is because at this point in time I have a Focus Sash on it. So I can set up a Rock Polish and boost my speed. He withdraws the Sunflora, thinking that I scare him. I thought his Pikachu was going to go down from the Stealth Rocks here. Unfortunately, he didn't. He lived on the sliver. Either way, I go for my Rock Polish, which means my speed is now increased. And I have a Focus Sash on, which means I'm potentially faster than everything on his team, barring priority. And I'm just able to pretty much kind of lose my mind and do whatever I want at this point in time. So, this is pretty exciting. He goes back out into Meow. Now, at this point in time, I didn't know. I knew that I knew that this thing gets Thunder Wave, but I didn't expect it in my head. And I accidentally... At this point in time, it's crazy because, I got paralyzed at this time. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why didn't I switch out to, my Golem again? I was kind of expecting that. I know it doesn't get Will-O-Wisp, so I wouldn't have did anything. So, fortunately, I pull through and get off an Earthquake, but I'm paralyzed. Since I'm Rock Polished, and, getting paralyzed is huge because it drops your speed so low. So he goes into the Ubers, please. At this point in time, I wanted to Head Smash. I wanted to Head Smash so bad because I have a Focus Sash on, but I accidentally clicked Rock Polish. Now, this is almost a blessing in disguise. I was going for the Head Smash to kill it, but I would have gotten taken out anyway, but I accidentally hit Rock Polish again. At this point in time, that's kind of a blessing in disguise because Sunflora is not fast at all, especially without the sun with the Chlorophyll boost. So he ends up withdrawing Sunflora, fearing me to outspeed him. So I actually get my Head Smash off here, which destroys Raton Frost's life. Raton Frost there's no way of Raton Frost living a Head Smash, even from a non-stab, and it's a crit, not like it mattered. But Rampardos is also going to go down here because the recoil, I'm only at 1 HP, it's common knowledge. So, at this point in time, this is pretty scary because I have the Stealth Rocks up on his side, which, is getting a little bit of residual damage. He goes into Yogi Bear, and I go back into Golem at this point in time, which is my Top Bay Fong. The reason I went back into Golem is because at this point in time, I don't have Stealth Rocks on my field since I Rapid Spin, and I have Sturdy on my Golem, which means I outspeed most of his stuff. This is going to end up being a crit. I do not believe the crit mattered. I did Calcs, and I think he has a chance to live if he's fully HP invested and fully defense invested, but not regular. So he knows I'm scarfed into Earthquake, so I'm going to switch back out in my War Turtle to sack it off. That's Death Fodder because it's asleep, and I can't really use it for anything else in this battle. This War Turtle is not going to take this Energy Ball well at all, so it's okay. It did its part. It Rapid Spin. It did what I had to do. So I'm not too worried about that. Thank you, War Turtle. You definitely put up what I need you to do. At this point in time, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into my Morgan, which is my Swoobat. I'm expecting him to switch out here, which he does for the Air Slash. So I substituted. At this point in time, I pretty much think that the game is mine because I know that Macargo has low special defense. I go for the substitute and I go for a Calm Mind to kind of get my store powered off. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it brings up to base 100 because I have the ability Simple. Calm Mind raises 2 stats, which would be 4 stats, plus the original base 20, which means it's base 100. There's no way Cargo should survive this. So I go for a Calm Mind, boosts my special attack and special defense ×2. Not just ×1, ×2 since I have a simple ability. And I'm just going to go for a Stored Power because I'm pretty confident that, yeah, there's no way Cargo, I mean, I'm sure there's some universe, maybe, possibly, I don't know, Focus Sash, but I already broke it with the rocks or something. But we already see he has leftovers. I'm just going to go for Stored Power. I'm not going to waste any more time. I could probably try to set up another, substitute or something, but honestly, I don't think it's really worth it at this point in time. I'm just gonna go for Stored Power. Take this Gary out of here. I like the reference, SpongeBob Gary. That's cute. I didn't even put it together until I saw the little shell on his back. But at this point in time, the game is pretty much mine due to the fact that he switched out. If he would have stayed in, he definitely could have bested me. I mean, I had the Air Slash, but I went for the substitute first, and he did have Hidden Power Rock. So I go for Stored Power again to just bring the game home, and that was a phenomenal PU battle. Usually I don't battle in PU, but honestly, that was a really good battle. A lot of exchanges back and forth. I do not believe any of the crits mattered. I got a crit when I hit him with Head Smash on the Ratam. I got a crit when I hit, was it Cargo? I think I got a crit on that Stored Power. That didn't matter. And I got a crit on the Yogi Bear. Now, that's questionable. Like I said, I ran Calyx in HP and defense, and I don't believe it mattered. Like I said, it could have. At the end of the day, I know Golem still had Sturdy, and even if he had Earthquake on that Yogi, I'm going to go ahead and go watch his team builder. I don't think he's uploaded it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and watch his team builder, find out his perspective, and when he uploads, I think he's going to upload the battle on Thursday, so I'm definitely going to check out that and see his perspective behind why he, why he did what he did in the battle. I want to see his perspective because, as he says, it's just a huge way to get better. It's a huge way to get better is to see your losses and see the mistakes you made, and I want to see the mistakes I made too. Like I said, I know a lot of the things I did in that match was crazy. Like when he did the Thunder Wave, I knew I should have went into my Golem at that point in time, knowing that he doesn't have the Will-O-Wisp. That's what I was scared of, honestly. Or maybe him doing Toxic and breaking my Sash. I was just worried about that, honestly. I didn't expect him not to sit back up the Sun. I mean, I know he lost his Heat Rock, but he was already scarfed into a move. So I was expecting him to maybe just go for the Sunny Day anyway and just have Sunflora sweep while it can. Because think about it, if he went for a Heat Wave right then and there, maybe, just maybe, I would have knocked him out with that one Earthquake with Rampardos, and he would have sent in Sunflora and he would have just sweeped. I don't know, but it's neither here nor there. The Thunder Wave was a crazy play on his part because, hacks are unfortunate or whatever. So hopefully those crits didn't matter too much. It was definitely a great game to him. Like I said, Shady is a huge inspiration to me. I'm really, really glad I got to battle. This is my second time tweeting out for a battle, and he answered. He's just a great guy. Like I said, go check out his channel. I'm leaving both his regular channel and his gaming channel in the description below. Please check them out. Please show him some love. Honestly, I don't even know where I'd be if it wasn't for this guy. Also, like I said, if he's watching this, I'd like to know, Shady, how would you go about entering the GBA or the UCL, United Championship League? I watch your games as the New York Yankees. I know that right now you're 3-9. I know behind the scenes you record games or whatever, so I don't know if you had the battle so far yet. But I know right now you're on an incredible, 7 or 8 game win streak, and your score record is at 9-3. That is huge. That is so huge. New York Yankees is just the way to go. Oh man, there's no end to how much I appreciate Shady, honestly. So I'd really like to know about how you would enter the GBA or the UCL. I can't even speak. I'd really like to know how you go about it, because honestly that's something that always interests me. I love watching the games. I love seeing all those teams or whatever. I definitely love. I think I have a team idea. I love Braxton, my Annabelle. She's my favorite Pokemon. She's my very first Pokemon that I bred out and was shiny, obviously, as you saw. Which she's female, all that good stuff. So I got pretty lucky with that. But I'd really like to know how you go about entering that, because I've always wanted a team called like Jacksonville Braxton, since that's where I am now. I don't know, it'd just be crazy to me. So I'd really, really, really like to know, if you saw this video and you reached out and you said, hey, this is how you go about entering the GBA or UCL, or hey, maybe I can talk to someone. That'd be awesome, because I'd really like to, be able to participate and just give the people a show, just like you guys do. So Shady, that was a great battle. Honestly, we both went back and forth. I love the team. The Sunflora was honestly scary, and that was awesome. So I've been talking long enough. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. To all you fellow underdogs out there, thank you, Shady, for giving me a chance to battle you and just being an inspiration to me. Just thank you so much. And just above everything that I've ever said, everyone, I want everyone to remember that together we can overcome the odds. Underpunch Swinson out.